How's it going, everyone? Well, if you got to see the unbox video from the first of the year, you'll notice something familiar on the table. Today we're going to talk about the extended magazine for the 357 and 40 Smith & Wesson Steyrs. This particular magazine is 18 rounds, and at the end of the video I will give you a little information about this magazine also being able to use with a 9mm. Alrighty, well, let's get into it. This is from Ranger Point Precision. This is their custom 18-round magazine for a Steyr. There's been a little bit of confusion, some questions being asked, some people just not catching everything or getting to read all the literature on it. So this is what this video is going to help shine a light on, maybe answer some of those questions, and you'll actually get to see what it looks like in a M model 357 SIG and a L40. This magazine from Ranger, the information is found on their website for what I'm about to speak of for the next moment here. This is a refurbished magazine. There's been a lot of questions. Is this new, used? Did they just find a whole bunch in a shoebox someplace? No, they bought surplus magazines, so military, law enforcement, trainings, demo guns, or just extra production magazines that never sold. These are just surplus mags. The original manufacturer's stamp is still on this mag. As you can tell here in the front, it's even stamped, or actually engraved, 40 Smith & Wesson and .357. These mags were originally for another firearm. Ranger went and modified them by doing a complete rebuild, cleaning, and reassembly. They ended up doing a Gen 2 mag release cut, which I'll explain that in just a second, but that is for an ambidextrous, so this mag will work for people that have flipped their mag releases from the left-hand side of their pistol to the right-hand side. When they did the build on this magazine, they bought all new internals, which is a metal spring, a plastic follower, and a polymer or plasticized lower extension butt plate. The internal spring capture floor plate is also polymer. Everything, just like a Steyr mag, is pinned inside. So if you want to dismantle this magazine, it dismantles the same way as a Steyr mag. Push in the tensioner, the extended floor plate will slide forward, and then your spring, bottom floor plate, and follower rod, the top rod here, will all come out as one assembly. Now, talking about the Gen 2 magazine cuts, I'm going to show you. This is an original Gen 1. This would be for your Steyr generations before the A1 and the first model of an A1. They were only cut on the right-hand side of the mag for mag release, due to being that the pistols in standard configuration for a right-hand shooter, which would mean your mag release depress button will be on the left side of your pistol. When this mag is inserted, it catches on the right-hand side for the mag catch. If you were to change your mag release to the right-hand side of the pistol to then make it for a left-hand shooter, the original magazine would not work. It would not catch. On the Gen 2 mags, which is this one, this is a 40 caliber mag, or excuse me, this is actually my 357 mag, which are the same. It's just a stamping serial number difference. Caliber designation is a Gen 2. It has the window cuts on each side. So when you're looking for Steyr mags, that is something to be aware of if you wish to be a left-hand or right-hand shooter. If you're going to change over, make sure you get a magazine that's set this way. And that was some of the forward thinking at Ranger Point, was to go ahead and just do that, so you wouldn't have to worry about their mag not working in your particular application. With this mag, the length and everything, These two mags are exactly the same except for when they were produced. They're both 40 357 mags. They're both 12 rounds, steel construction. So you can see the length difference in this particular magazine in the extended to a factory. It's approximately an inch and a quarter or so. I happen to have a damaged 9mm round here, so I don't want anybody to think that a pistol did this or a rifle or anything. This was just a bad round that came from the factory. I found it in a case of ammo. But I'll take this into show in a demonstration. When I stick it inside the gun, if I can hold it up, it is about the approximate length of a 9mm overall of the casing and head in length difference. So, with that being said, I will show you what this looks like in an M model. For the extension, the lockup for the mag release and the mag catch are extremely positive. You can feel it. It does not feel any different from your factory mag. No better or no worse. The internal for the mag follower, the lips of the magazine, everything to connect with your slide rails for the top of the slide, your throat of your barrel, and the breech, everything lines up just as a factory mag. There's nothing that was cut, nothing that was sanded, modified. I mean, it fits. It's got the same style feed ramps and lips of the top of the mag on a factory mag that this extended mag has. Also in shooting, when you run out of ammo, if you've forgotten to go ahead and do a tactical reload and you're into an emergency style reload, your slide will lock back on the last round unless you have my problem in riding high on the slide release. But you can also still dump the slide release with no ammo inside. You just push down. It does not pin it, so you have to drop a mag before you can release the slide. In the 40 also, there's been no problems. I've ran this particular magazine since the first of the year, and this here is almost the end of the month. I've shot a couple hundred rounds through it. I've done mag dumps. I've just shot at the range. I've carried it. Just kind of tested and treated it as any of my other normal magazines. The only thing different is it is an extended magazine, where your normal 9mm has the plus with a little bit of an extension. It's not a big deal. The 40s are flush based with the bottom side of the grip angle. This just sticks out a little bit further. I wouldn't recommend this magazine for your EDC kit. I would recommend this magazine as a spare. It's a great one to keep in your pocket or on your belt in the vehicle. The only reason I wouldn't say to carry it every day, or at least in my opinion for it, just due to the length, it will give you a printing problem if you're worried about those types of deal. If you're trying to cover it up, just due to the length. I mean, I will show you in this one, as you can see. We'll take a M model and we'll do an overlay, and you will be able to see that there is the length difference of an inch and a half or so. It just sticks out too far. Now, I carried mine working out and about just to run it all day to make it wiggle, see if it snagged on anything. It's just the extra length. Kind of gets hung on clothes a little bit, but nothing, no problems or anything in it. Just, I don't think it's optimal for your daily first magazine in the pistol. It is a terrific backup one. I do like this magazine a lot better as a secondary mag due to the length, because I can get this in my pocket and it sits up on the lip edge, or it will bottom out in my pocket, and I'm not trying to fish for the smaller magazine down inside my pocket. This actually gives me a grip angle to get my fingers on to pull back out. Just makes it a little bit quicker if I want to do those types of reloads or that type of carrying. Works extremely well in a pair of 511 pants in the mag holder because it sits right there at the top and you can get your whole fingers around it. You're not trying to pinch the end of the mag and fish it out of your pocket. Well, kind of the final thoughts for it. If you're looking for an extended magazine, this is it. There's just not anybody else that's making one. I don't think it could really be made really any better. I mean, the only thing I could say if it was going to be made better would be when it went in, if it totally matched and had the same nice beveled edges as a factory mag. But you're not going to get that due to the polymer trying to match back up. It would just the floor plate's not cut right for the magazine to do that. So I don't think there's going to be any type of filler for this little bit. That would be my only downfall to this magazine. And it's just kind of an aesthetics thing. But once you have your hand on it and you're out trying to shoot, you're not really looking at that. You're looking at round count. So that would be my only complaint or gripe or anything I could see that I don't like about this mag. But again, it functions, it works, and if you're looking for an extended magazine, this is it. Alrighty, now that I've held you on, you're curious of what I was talking about earlier about 9mm. Alrighty, now this is something that Ranger's not going to recommend anybody to do or say that it does. This is an experiment that I happened to find just to give you an idea, in case if you want to buy one of these for, the fun night at the range. This particular mag, due to the way it's designed, it not being a factory Steyr mag, I did try this in a L 9mm, and I got 22 rounds of 9mm in this mag. Now, with that being said, I was strictly at the range just to try it. I would not recommend you to buy this magazine thinking it is an extended mag for a 9mm. That is not what it is. So I will reinfer that to somebody so you do not misunderstand what I'm telling you that it is capable of. Do not buy this extended 40 357 SIG mag thinking you're going to carry 9mm in it. It is not safe. Don't do that. Now, I've told you that. You've listened, hopefully. So, if you want to goof off, this mag, you can load 22 rounds of 9mm in it. It does function, but I would not carry it just due to the fact if you've ever had an old school 1911 mag that's been worn out due to the lips just being deteriorated over time, where all the ammo goes bleh, it pukes it out the front. Due to this lip edge not being able to capture the 9mm casing all the way, it can do that. The only problem that I experienced in putting 9mm in this and shooting it would be you'd get a stovepipe once in a while, or it's just wouldn't catch and all of a sudden you'd get a double feed. But if you wanted to goof off, you wanted to give it a try, I thought it was something unique in my testing and finding that it does fit and it does function with a 9mm pistols and everything, so you could run it. This here is a 17 round 9mm mag. It has the factory extension +2 base plate. As you can give a quick notice here for the length, this and that application is only about 3/8 or 5/8 of an inch longer compared to a 9mm magazine. So I can kind of show you the difference of, there's all three magazines. This would be your 40 357, your 9mm, and your 40 357 extended magazine. So you can see the stair step difference in length. So just kind of something I figured I'd share. Somebody's going to want to try it or think that, has anybody tried it? And I did. So if you buy this extended magazine, it is intended for 40 and 357. It works flawlessly. in those applications. But if you want to be goofy or just not listen to me and you try it in a 9mm, it does work, but it's not anything that I'd want to do on a daily basis. It's just it would be an emergency backup. So, alrighty y'all, well that's the video. That's what I wanted to show you and talk to you about the mag. If you have any questions, post them in the comments. Check out the Facebook and Instagram page of what we're doing, what we're testing next.